Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Combat Podcast with the double biceps. It is Hollywood Mac Connolly here in studio with my co-host, co-breather of air, co-wearer of clothes, the master of disaster, the Count of Monte Cristo, the king of sting, Thunderlips, the ultimate male. It is the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year Award. It is, in fact, Dave Stockbridge.
Thank you. Thank you for the very warm introduction.
Welcome to your own show.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, Matthew, and a very warm introduction as always, so thank you.
We have a special guest tonight. He is an MMA fighter from Element Gym. He is currently riding a 4-1 MMA record off of a big win up in Queensland, and also the Diamondback Fighting Championship with very much a ground and pound style. It is, in fact, Damian Volar.
Damian coming for the honey Volar, I believe. Changed by deed poll by Rich Warner at some stage in the last few weeks. Is that correct?
It was like a kid's face on Christmas. I couldn't let him down.
Actually captured that moment on film.
It was a beautiful moment.
It was very touching. I thought it was very very gracious of you to let Rich just play out his fantasies just a little bit. So it was lovely. So Damian, currently ranked number 2, sights set firmly on the number 1 ranking, and that opportunity might well come up sometime very, very soon as well. Rumours out there in the MMA world that big event coming up on the 25th of February at the Nord Oval. Yes. Apex 3, and some people are whispering that perhaps you'll be on the card.
Yeah, I think as everyone would agree, I've earned a title shot. So, looking forward to stepping into the cage with some bling on the line. So.
Okay. I don't think anybody wanted to disagree with you at that point either. So I think we're all firmly in agreement that you definitely earned that title shot. And DFC was your last big performance just a few weeks ago at Adelaide Oval, and a very impressive performance as well. As you're progressing in your career now, are you finding that your competitors are getting harder, or are you finding that you're just getting better?
I don't try to delve too much into my opponents as such. It's just just working on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not it's never it never gets sort of easier, but you put in more work, and you sort of, I guess, make it look easy, as some people have relayed to me. So it's definitely getting out, like I'm getting out what I'm putting in, so just scratching the surface still.
And so let's jump back into the DeLorean and head back to the past, to a younger Damian Volar before he was coming to the honey. Coming for the honey, I should say. What was your first impressions of martial arts or MMA? Where did the will to step into a gym come from?
So when I was younger, I think I was just like playing Aussie rules, as most kids do. I went down to a Thai gym. It was just in the back streets of. So I played at Salisbury Footy Club, and it was in the back streets down the road from there.
Yeah.
Cannot remember the name of the gym. I think they're closed now anyway. It was just just did twice a week for a bit of fitness. Something cool, something different.
Yeah.
Paul Slawinski was actually one of the he came down, did some special guest coaching every now and then down at that gym. So I was especially being a young boy, he's a big man. You're like, and doing a bit of conditioning and stuff at the end of classes, and all the kicks, and then doing wall sits, and then legs are about to
full
shake,
off.
and I was still obviously didn't really know much about the scene or fighting. I was only probably maybe 13, 14.
Yeah.
I did that for about close to a year, I think, but it wasn't my sort of passion. It was just a bit of fun.
Was it more just conditioning for footy, or was it just as being a young fella testing things out, seeing what's a good fit for you?
Yeah, just trying it out, and I think it's probably something that everyone should learn. Be able to defend yourself. I think it's pretty a good life skill, I would say. But so just something new.
Was it an MMA specific gym, or was kickboxing focused, or?
Thai, more kickboxing, Thai fight. Yeah,
right.
Thai fighting.
Awesome. Yeah, Paul Sawinski, a bit of a South Australian legend in the kickboxing world, and he would have been a fantastic experience too.
Insane record that he holds. I think over 100 fights or something.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
The Sting, Paul the Sting Sawinski. He's definitely been around and done it all. So
It's
And at that point, did you? So you dabbled in the Muay Thai gym and then left martial arts for a little while before returning.
About that was obviously 13, 14. Then I was like doing I was like pretty heavily into my Aussie rules, so I was like at the Central Districts and development squads, so like from like under 12s through to like under 16s.
So they all thought you had a lot of promise, and you're kind of on the fast track to the SANFL when you're playing in those.
Yeah, so I was I guess I was always one of the bigger kids as well. So I was always a bit of the big bruiser, and but then obviously that was sort of the detriment. Like that's what they liked, but then it got to that point where I think it was the under 16s I got cut from, because it's like, you're sort of not as fit as the other guys. You run a 3K time trial a little bit slower. I was like,
just put me in Rocco, I'll handle myself.
I think it's what started a bit of my like career in gridiron, because got cut. 15 years old, like, that's what you sort of, I guess your goal was to achieve, and then you get a bit upset about it. So I went home and you have a little sob about it, and then just YouTubing. I think that was back on the dial up, so I had to wait for the dial up, and then on the YouTube, and it's just came about that I was watching like NFL hard hits and all the montages they do, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, is this even a thing in Australia? And like, then you just type in gridiron in Australia, and then it came up like the website, then it came up like the States website, and then then sort of just found my local gym, sorry, not a gym, local club, and just reached out and went out that like whatever day, went out the next that week sometime, and so that's sort of all she wrote for that. Then I was sort of was heavily involved.
So you stepped right into the team and played for some time thereafter.
Yeah, I think I played for nearly 10 years.
Wow.
So this is a big, and so you really immersed yourself into the NFL world.
Yeah. So I did a couple of years at juniors. That was like age 13 to 18. So I did 2-3 seasons at juniors, but stepped up a year earlier to the seniors team. I was being a bit more developed. I was and I always like a challenge, so I thought like stepped up a year early, and they obviously saw I was capable, and had to get a waiver as well though, because you have to watch this video. It's like, you can snap your neck, and your mum has to watch it with you, and like I was like, just sign it, mum.
Don't look at the screen, just sign the paper.
Don't worry about the broken neck.
Got another neck.
Everyone's got one here. Doesn't matter.
And then once you sign your life away, and then I was okay to step up and play a year early. So
is gridiron the exact same rule set as the NFL, or is it slightly modified?
So they run under the NCAA, so the college rules.
Okay.
Similar, but a few
some
things.
Levels of protection and
I
variations.
think most of it's pretty on par for the safety stuff. It's just like a few different rules, like you have to have 2 feet in bounds, like infield instead of like 1 and stuff. And like if you get down, like if you go to a knee in college, even if no one touches you, you're downed. You're downed yourself almost. So if you fall over, you can't get back up. You keep running.
Right.
Yeah. So
is that like the worst thing you can do?
Yeah, cause like if you just like slip, or just especially when it's a bit wet or something, you just take a bad angle and your studs slip and you slip over. You're like, you can't get back and keep going, even though you weren't technically tackled.
Right.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit sucky.
Were you in an offense position?
Playing running back and D-line as well. So.
Oh, nice. So any big body sort of position, you're like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't not the biggest on the team. But yeah, I guess let's make up for it with a bit of determination and a bit of skill set. So,
So you were already quite a mature athlete by the time you're coming to MMA, essentially.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'd like to think so. I'd like to say, a bit of an athlete, but I'll see.
We'll call you an athlete for
Yeah,
the purposes of
we'll
this podcast. Yeah.
Take inspiration from Tyson Fury and Daniel Cormier. That's
Within that model, you think?
peak performance.
And so how did the gridiron dovetail into MMA in the end?
I was playing that for quite a while, and numerous like personal accolades, and I was lucky enough to win a championship. They're not Super Bowls here; they're just great Southern Bowls. But
wow,
lucky enough to get one of those.
They're all bowls. We'll take them.
It's a Super Bowl. It'll do.
Get a championship ring, and
Awesome.
just sort of was at that point where I was, I was just playing for. I was just at one of the best in the league, so I was just, you're just playing for that championship, to celebrate with your team, and I changed teams as well, like after a few senior years, and that's what you chase, especially as a team. That's what you chase in those championships, and just they kept eluding, and there was a bit of a controversy in one of them a couple of years before I decided to leave. So it was, that really sort of sparked a bit of a dispassion for it, and the league started to collapse a little bit. I would say,
Okay.
Which team were you playing for, and which team did you end up moving to?
I started my juniors and senior career at the UniSA Eagles.
Okay.
Then I finished up at the Port Adelaide Spartans.
Mm-hmm.
So who you won the championship with?
UniSA Eagles I won
great.
the championship with.
Mm-hmm.
Robbed off one with the Port Adelaide Spartans. We it was worse because it was like I was involved in it. Like we had the quarterback scrambled out the pocket. Me and another teammate have tackled him down. Knees touch the ground. Should be down. The play's over.
As you well pointed out earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he decides to get back up and keep running, and then run it in. They said, "Oh, yeah, touchdown." I was like, "Can we swear?"
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. You're fucking serious? It's like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, it was just, complete bullshit. It was just like, so I was like, and that was like late in the fourth quarter and we were winning, and like that was the fourth down, like that was the tackle to save the game, win the championship.
Yeah.
And then just, they counted that as a touchdown. And the worst bit is there's even photo evidence that his knee's down, and it's like, obviously after the photos come out after, but it's like, and there's no well, they do get filmed, but there's no like live reviews that just go on their verdict. But it's like, there's proof that we tackled, like he's down, and so that one stung a lot. Still does a little bit.
I can tell. I got the feeling you might be taking some of that out in the cage on your opponent.
But that's where it sort of started to, I guess, fall apart a bit, and then I played a couple more years, and just I don't know, like it's.
But your passion kind of waned at that point.
It's I guess I needed a new challenge. Like need to challenge myself.
And how old are you at that point?
20, 24,
okay.
25. Yeah, just.
So you weren't ready to retire and walk away from sport altogether. You were looking for something
Like
else.
still went out to a game actually last weekend. But still, you always still think about putting on the boots and having a hit. But it's just just I guess the league sort of crumbled a bit, and lost a bit of passion from that game onwards, and you sort of just going through the motions, and you're just like, same old shit, So ended up I was working security for Lima One Protection. They're also a sponsor of DFC.
Mm-hmm.
I was working there with them from when I was 18 through to early 20s. I was with them, and I sort of a few of the guys trained jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So for a couple of years before I stopped playing gridiron, I joined up a gym and was training once or twice a week, just doing the jiu-jitsu. And I was like, oh, this is cool, something different. I said, well, that was just something I did extra on top of gridiron was still the sport I was playing and taking seriously, but I was just learning something learning something new on the side, and then just obviously kept doing that for a couple of years. I was working away. Sometimes like I was working in the state. When not from the job I had at that point in time, so it was like on and off. So I might be away for 4 to 6 weeks, come back, might train for 2 weeks, go away again. So maybe the first.
Where were you doing the jiu-jitsu with? Sorry,
that was at the gym in Prospect.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that was a couple of times a week. And then
just a couple times a week, and like I enjoyed it, and but a mate got me out. Like mate I used to work security with. He like that's where he trained, so I just sort of went out with him and sort of went from there, and then after the few years of where it started to get a bit disgruntled in the gridiron, I was like, I started training more jiu-jitsu and started doing a bit of kickboxing for fitness, and then you're like, yep. So then so I guess I was like, I don't know, it just sort of came about. I was like, let's fight, like it just came about.
So you just continued to develop the skills until you kind of thought within yourself, hang on, I can do this.
Yeah, and I guess I just need that release of aggression. You got to get it somehow. So
that's right. Yeah, that pent up anger from the knee being called.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's sort of how it sort of developed, and then obviously had my first fight with that gym. Obviously, it didn't really go to plan, but I think that was it's sort of like one of the blessings in disguise. I guess it's given me the mentality of, I've had the worst that can ever happen. You can't really get worse than that.
With your first fight?
Yeah.
So what led up to your first fight? So you were training, and then was it that other people in the gym were starting to get matched up, and you thought, hang on.
Yeah, I think we had just a small group, like maybe 3 or 4 people that were sort of had fights or were fighting. Just sort of came about from being training more and more, and then
did somebody reach out to you and say, you know what, Damian, maybe it's time for you to consider jumping in the cage?
I can't even really remember it, to be honest, but I think it was just probably hanging out with the sort of that group of people, then also putting your hand up and said like a challenge. So I just thought, I guess why not? And obviously worked hard for it, but doesn't sometimes even obviously you see at the highest level you work really hard. There's always gonna be a winner and a loser. So
absolutely.
But obviously in spectacular fashion the first one, but that was
tell us about that first one.
Obviously it was the whole 7-8 seconds, whatever it was, wasn't long. Just came out, just feeling out. Opponent landed a kick and sort of landed on my hip. I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then just zigged when I should have zagged, and sort of walked into a head kick. So I was but like I said, it was like the sort of blessing in disguise. It was sort of it was more upsetting because I didn't get to showcase. If someone comes in and beats me, especially over 3 rounds, you're like, yeah, cool, you beat me, you're the better fighter. But when you don't get to showcase anything of any skills you have, you're like, it's just like that's sort of just, more upsetting. You don't get to display what you've worked hard for, and obviously with friends and family and that, there's not a pleasant sight to see you a little bit lifeless for in the cage. But obviously my mentality's like, cool, like that's the worst that can ever happen. Like, so it's all uphill from here, and I think that's what I guess makes me the fighter I am today. It's just you always got to have that right. Like you always got to you'd be sort of lying if you said you don't have fear. Like there's always that good fear, but you got to have that right amount, and how you harness it and utilize it. Because there's the risk going in there. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. And it what made you want to come back for a second fight after that? Because so many people would have just walked away and said, well, that was my MMA experience. I'm not doing that again. I'll see you later. But how long before you stepped back into the cage?
It was nearly a 2-year layover, but that was sort of not by choice. That was I was supposed to have one, I think maybe 6-9 months after. But
it's a really long time between first and second fight.
Yeah,
but you obviously had a lot of time to think about it. But still, it wasn't more. I didn't get a chance to showcase myself. I'm at least going to go out there, give it my best, and hopefully have more of a chance to show what I've been working on here.
Yeah, I think that was my mindset and attitude.
Would have felt like a long 2 years then.
Was it COVID,
for
as well?
redemption?
Was that stopping fights from happening?
I think about 6. I think within the 6 month mark, I was matched up. That's when I was first matched up against Joe, when I was still at this my old gym, and I got a staph infection, and my knee blew up. It was swollen, and I couldn't even put weight on it. It was horrible. I was like on antibiotics for 2-3 weeks, and it's that sort of happened, and obviously that sort of fell through. That's another dampener, and took me out for a little while. And then I decided to change gyms just for the best, for my own personal development. So saw another opportunity.
Is that when you came to Element?
Yeah. So when I came to Element, I obviously had potential, and I knew that's it's gonna sound a little bit arrogant, but like whatever I do, I do it well, because if I put everything into it, and I reap my rewards. So I'm a quick learner. I pick things up. So I think people around can see that there's that potential, and started the new gym. I already had some decent skills, but learn a ton more, and obviously just tenfold got better, and that's when I was at the new gym. Then then COVID hit. Had a few more matchups, and training for them, having camps, and then COVID obviously hit. Affected everyone in many different ways, but obviously when that's your sort of focus, you're like, the end of the world for me.
All the fights are off.
Yeah. That's that was why it took so long, I guess, is getting past that with the COVID, and even to now, it's I think I've had more camps than I've had fights, just because obviously things getting cancelled or postponed because of COVID. So just train through, instead of doing an 8-week camp, it's turned into a bloody 12-16 week camp. Just keep pushing through.
Was Joe Brown the second opponent when you got back into?
Yeah. So that was my second fight. Obviously it was just there's a lot of emotion for that one, just because it was such a build up. It's been 2 years. The first fight I didn't get to showcase what I could do, and obviously you have those doubts. You're am I obviously coming from gridiron, I've got a pretty we wear the helmets, but I've got a pretty hard head. We're always smashing heads. And I was you start to doubt yourself. You're can I not take a punch or kick, or is my head compromised? And you start questioning those things. You have that bit of doubt, but you obviously just face that adversity, and it was a good fight, and went the distance, and it was sort of good because they gave me guess that reassurance that this is where I belong, and
absolutely
I can go 3 rounds, and it's not an issue. So
it is the worst thing, isn't it, to in the first fight, to step in and to lose so quickly, because you don't really get, as you said, the opportunity to showcase your skills. You don't really get to learn anything apart from, I stepped into a kick, and even the opponent,
don't do that again.
And even the opponent doesn't get, they I threw one kick and that's it. It's it is when you can come back from that and then have a 3-round victory. Where you're spending 15 minutes of actual time where you're fighting, and you do get to showcase your skills, and you do come away with a victory. That must have been a really good feeling when you got that win, to come back from that.
It was a lot of emotions. It's just doesn't really hurt, all the adrenaline, obviously, and it's sort of later that night, and the next day, that's when it sort of really hits you. You have that real big dump and of adrenaline, and it's just that's when it sort of really gets you all the different emotions, and you're cool.
And did you feel then, I'm on track? Okay, we're back.
Obviously, it, and even to now, obviously, it's in my head, I'm 7, 8, and 1. I've already, from obviously a few fights that have sort of been cancelled, pulled out, and but in my head, I'm already so far ahead.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how I view it. Like I'm well ahead.
Yeah. Now, regular viewers of the podcast. Now, if you're listening to this podcast, you won't be seeing this, of course, but you will notice that we've got the lime green out today, all in reverence to Element. So, what attracted you to Element as you were kind of looking around the MMA landscape and looking for a place to call home?
So we were Element was with Technicians Thai Boxing and SA Judo at the time. So it was sort of like a 3-for-1, you know.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, well, you know, I can get the best of, you know, the MMA Jiu-Jitsu, best of like some like Thai striking, and the best of, like some Judo, like, another form of grappling. And, I think like it was just like, and obviously then there was sort of a bit of a mass exodus. So there was a few of us, there's about 5 or 6 of us that went there. So I was like, oh, well, it's sort of, well, you know, 3 in 1, and like we all just sort of went there and started our journeys off again.
Haven't looked back.
No, definitely not. No.
4 in a row, 4 wins in a row.
No, we got a great team. So obviously head by the man of the hour, Matt Becker, Fev. So he's obviously plays the manager director of everything, you know. He's keeps the carousel spinning, you know. So and obviously Wizard BJJ coach Richie, and also that's one of the luxuries. Like, we have so many coaches. Like you're not just learning the one dimensional from one person, obviously, which is obviously why cross training is so important and good for, I think, the community. You know, you get to learn from other people. You know? Even if it's only the one thing, you know, you don't have to like it, but you just learn something new. So also we got so many coaches at Element, so like we're learning different skills. And then we had our striking coach come along. That was when we moved to the new gym, because obviously we're sharing the space at Element with the other clubs up at Valley View. So we got our own space. We're starting to grow. Got our own space at Jeps Cross there, and now we've just grown through the roof. Like we're almost ready for a bigger building again. Like we're it's grown heaps.
Gone to the next level.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you've obviously been a big part of that, and now you've got that whole new generation of fighters that are kind of coming through and looking up to you and seeing you as somewhat of an example.
I guess so. Yeah.
It seems like that just occurred to you. What do you mean? People are watching? What are you talking about?
Sometimes I got to remind myself to be a role model and behave a little bit. But I think but that's why I think we're doing so well as a gym. Club culture, you know, we've put a lot of effort and energy into making it a warm, welcoming environment, and you know, you don't have to be part of the fight team to sort of fit in, and you know, we're not the fight team will say hello to you. We're not there. We're not the scary guys, you know. We're like you can come talk to us and ask questions, and we're not standoffish, I guess, you know.
Element does have a great culture, and it's very much well known within the MMA fraternity for its very inviting culture, and certainly from a promotion perspective, everybody's fantastic to work with, and always very generous in their time, and especially courteous. And we've had Talia on the podcast previously, and just absolutely delightful, and some real superstars working their way through the gym at the moment. It seems like a really exciting time to be a part of Element. Yeah,
definitely. We've got a few guys coming through the ranks now, like just putting in the work, and you know, about to have. So we got a little sneaky we got a like Element Fight Night December 3rd at the Bridgeway Hotel. So
very exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna have a few of our lads that be their debut. So they've competed in sparring days. And had some success there, but it was just a good experience for him. And now obviously taking that next step and having a proper sanctioned bout. So
this is at the gym itself?
No, this is at the Bridgeway.
Yeah, the Bridgeway.
Fantastic. How do people come along to that if they wanted to see it?
Element Fight Night on the socials, or through the Element Martial Arts page on Facebook. There'll be some links to. Buy tickets from the gym directly, or if you know any, if you already know about it, and you got friends fighting or anything, you can get tickets through them. So, Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so from what Matt was sharing about that upcoming event, it's a real feeder series. So it's an opportunity for young fighters who haven't yet tested themselves in the cage to do so and get that feeling, get the adrenaline dump going, and fill themselves out in a great environment.
Yeah, it's and also like part of the fight night is we've been running the Altar. It used to be formerly Wimp to Warrior.
Ah, yes,
So it's now called Altar. We've been running like that program at the gym. So it's a 20-week program.
Yeah.
Train 5 days a week.
So this is where somebody can just walk off the street, have never trained before, come to a gym like Element, and over that 20-week program, prepare themselves for a fight.
Yep. So
there you go, Matt. There's no more excuses.
Thanks. I think the next one starts in January. So
do you have a masters category?
I'm busy in January. Masters category.
We got about I think 3 or 4 Altar matchups on the card, all locked in. So obviously that's the 8 people that have just decided to learn a new skill. Never competed in martial arts or done any martial arts training before, and they just want to test themselves. And obviously it's one hell of a test to get into a cage. To mentally as well as physically. So that's been fun. I've been taking the coaching roles for that as well. So that's how I've been spending my mornings. Coaching the Ultra program and bringing these people into the martial arts community
and that program, that's not just for South Australia, but that's
worldwide.
That's worldwide, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and Element's the chosen gym here in Adelaide to.
We're the first gym in SA to run the program. Hopefully next year potentially could be one down south, and could do a north versus south.
It's
something that we could potentially have down the track.
Fantastic, and it's a confirmed rumour, this one, but there's a rumour out there that Real Estate Agents Group might be sponsoring Fight of the Night.
Wow.
For at that event. So that Dave Stockbridge might have got a couple of ringside tickets.
What
as
a
well.
guy!
So
what a guy! Oh, that's fantastic. That is good. I mean, you do so much for the sports, so we really appreciate it.
I don't do much. I basically put up a little bit of money and then get really good seats. So
it all helps.
It takes the saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly.
So it takes a community to raise a sport. So
absolutely,
right.
yeah. And what an amazing journey it has been for MMA over the last 10 or so years, from a sport of obscurity to now one that's very much in the mainstream's consciousness. And as an athlete going through, graduating through that period as the sport continues to grow, obviously a really exciting time to be part of the sport. But I would imagine as an athlete now, all of a sudden opportunities are starting to open up to you that perhaps mightn't have been on the radar 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. I've about maybe 4-6 months ago, I quit my job, so I'm just full-time athlete and coach.
Wow.
So
Hey, congratulations!
There you go. That's the dream. Well done.
It was it was a bit of a daunting move. You start question and.
Yeah.
I sort of told the partner. I didn't really ask, but
by the way,
lucky she's
you know how I was working.
Lucky she's super supportive. Shout out to Lauren. 2 shout outs now, so get a bit spoiled. She got one at DFC.
There you go.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. Super supportive. So that definitely helps. Because the last thing you need if you're trying to focus on something is like a relationship pressure or outside events taking place. As daunting as it was, like being the best thing ever. Like I can focus on myself more. I don't know how I used to train 6 days a week and work a 38-hour job that I was miserable at, and just So now I'm just full-time athlete and coach. So coach multiple classes each week, and then doing private. So yeah.
And as a full-time athlete and coach, of course, it's very important to keep your sponsors happy. And we've been sampling some of this beautiful turmeric ginger sparkling soda with honey and lemon, this one. And this is coming from our friends at Dirty Clean Eats.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, the boys at Dirty Clean Eats.
Yeah, and so I believe that these guys are somewhat supportive of what you guys are up to.
Yeah, definitely. They're the first sponsor on board Team Pooh Bear. So the first one to jump on board. So
fantastic.
But I had that belief in myself as an athlete. So
and how did that come about?
Just through the head coach of Element. Yeah.
Right.
So being an awesome bloke that he is. And there's a crazy co-conspirator named Jimmy Bang Bang, and he
doesn't sound like a crazy name at all.
He's the one holding the whisker, the beater.
Oh, he is on. So Jimmy
Yeah.
Bang Bang can be found on the label.
logo.
So if people want to rush out and get themselves a Dirty Clean Eat, so is this a local brand as well?
Yeah, stocked at all your Foodlands. Yeah, so
Right.
your Drake's.
So this isn't an alcoholic beverage. Just important to note.
No,
this is
like kombucha but better.
like kombucha, as you were explaining to me, but doesn't taste like shit.
Yes.
But has many of the similar health benefits. So like a probiotic.
Gut digestion and inflammation. So
yeah.
Perfect for athletes.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect for athletes. So Dirty Clean Eats, get onto it. I'm sure this isn't just their only flavour, honey and lemon.
This is the second one. They got an OG flavour. Same thing with that honey and lemon.
Hey, I like it.
The honey and lemon, that's where it's at. That's my favourite.
This is
This is the one. This is the money maker.
This is one you're personally endorsing.
It's got honey in it, so
well,
honey bear.
It's fantastic to see good local brands like this really get behind local fighters and the MMA community. And so well done to the guys there at Dirty Clean Eats, getting on board and supporting local athletes. All credit to you. Cheers. Well done. We're certainly enjoying it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I've already had two. So.
Yeah. Oh, you can have more. There's no alcohol involved, so feel free. And it's great to see now that from a commercial perspective, you've got now companies that are emerging that are seeing that MMA and MMA fighters are great to work with. There would have been a time 5 or 10 or 15 years ago where commercially sponsors would have been quite reticent to put their money down for a sport that was kind of thought to be a little bit Wild West. But these days,
I think there's probably still that misconception that it's a bit of a blood sport. But obviously if anyone that steps into a gym realizes it's not probably how it was 10 plus years ago. There's a lot. Obviously, it's a sport. It's an art. There's a lot of skill involved. It's not just going in there swinging, swinging
bar and
fierce.
brawl style.
It's not rock'em sock'em robots. Some people have that.
Unfortunately,
just stand in the middle and just swing at each other.
There's your spot.
Yeah, that's right. Use the blindfold when it goes to the ground.
It's good to people are starting to realise. Obviously, it's, as they say, the fastest growing sport in the world. So I think that's why. And obviously, like we're doing at Element and many other gyms locally and nationally and internationally, they're becoming less. They're becoming more welcoming. So then people are joining up and not shy or timid to come along because there's not some aggressive bloke with his shirt off with blood dripping down him or something because they're just swinging and banging.
That's next door.
That's a CrossFit gym down the road. You're I mean, obviously building momentum. We've got some sponsors here. The branding for Element is spectacular, by the way, and I think plays into that narrative that you were just suggesting, where it is a family-friendly sport. This is a sport that people can feel welcome to, and you can walk into a gym like Element and be embraced and be shown the ropes, and no one's there to knock your block off. They're there to encourage you and to get you into the best position that you can find yourself. So with all of that in mind, there is that, of course, that combat element. There are athletes like yourself that take that next step and find themselves in the cage and wanting to pursue that more. We were just talking a little bit off air that obviously as you start to graduate through the ranks, opportunities become rarer and fewer, and you've got to be a little bit more selective about what those opportunities are. And now you're getting to the top of the tree. There aren't too many branches now worth climbing. So now your sights are firmly set on holding a belt, fighting number one, and not too many other options outside of that for you at this stage.
Next year's plan, obviously Apex Sports Fest 3, February 29th?
25th.
25th.
Yep.
25th. That's get a strap on the line and get that around the waist, and then
fighting for the DFC light heavyweight title.
Yep. Obviously, not sure who's going to put their hand up yet. No, not really fussed who, but just someone to put their hand up would be nice. So as long,
Is there anyone that you would like to fight on that card?
The number one ranked on Tapology. His nickname's Oreo, I think.
Okay. Heard he was scared.
Rumour has it. I think that's.
I'm hoping it's on him. I'm scared. Sign the contract.
Yeah, hopefully. Bait him out.
I'll take him on.
That's all in my eyes. That's all who's left. So take the number one spot, beat the number one guy. That's what I want. So that's what I'm going to get. So fight for that spot. If he's free in February, would love for him to come down and be the person I beat to win the belt. There's two birds, one stone there.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the only one that makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Opponent-wise, I've said just happy for anyone to put their hand up and take part in history for my story, because it's doesn't matter who signs, who the opponent is, it's gonna be about me. So
Wow. And how old are you now?
28.
28. And what does the next few years hold for you? Let's say DFC, it's a victory. You've got the strap. What looms? Because to me, it feels like you're already planning beyond.
Yeah, like you said, in my head, I've already, in my head, I'm 7, 8, and 1. I'm already fights ahead of where I'm at. So, there's obviously a game plan and strategies in place already. Obviously get the belt at Apex. Obviously, any other promotions nationally want to host me, and I'll take their belt too. So
collecting jewelry.
I think it's gonna be strap season. Strap season. So just go collect as many as possible. So that's my plan.
And in building up those straps and getting the collateral, you're hoping that knocks the door of the biggest promotion of them all.
Yeah, so obviously, get all those, those amateur straps, and once get a few of those. Hopefully, a few fights next year, and have a couple of gold belts around the waist as well, and then I guess the next year after, will probably be looking to make that pro debut, and I guess see what's going on in the pro ranks, so. Because in my head, it's only it's going to take a handful of wins. Go on a bit of a streak. As soon as you go pro, there's going to be those doors opening. So opportunity will I think will definitely come knocking if when I get to that point. So
especially the fighting style that you've got, which is exciting to watch, because you are dominating the opponents. You're taking them to the ground and just completely destroying them. Take a bit of a leaf from the Nurmagomedov style, and it's just that control, just that control and dominance. Obviously, I'm looking forward to someone to test that, because I've got an arsenal in the back pocket I haven't been able to use yet. So I'm waiting for someone to give me that chance to show that off too. So when I watch your fights, like in this particular style, you can see certain people have different attributes, and if somebody's real light on their feet and bouncing and striking and keeping distance and ranging, and then you've got someone like yourself that's just like, I'm just going to grab hold of you and smash you.
It's no secret my game plan. It's
Right.
but you know, it's you can't
Just smash.
That's right.
you can't let me get close. It's you know, once I get my hands on you, like that's my bread and butter. So my hands are on you. It's I'm taking you down.
I don't think anyone has gotten out once you've got them down. So
it's a bit of a specialty position, the mount.
Yeah.
Seems to
it's very
hard to
heavy.
escape,
yeah, absolutely. It's like there's 300 kilos sitting on somebody.
heavy hips and heavy hands.
And when you look around the gym, who are some of the emerging superstars that are training around you at the moment that you'd like to give a bit of a shout out to and encouragement?
We call well, he's got a few nicknames. Piglet's one of them because he's Pooh Bear's right hand, you know.
Right. Okay.
He's my main training partner. Jacob the Dessert Desmond. He's
the dessert.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Because he's sweet, or
he's the you know, I'm the main course and he's the dessert.
gotcha.
He's he's going to be on the Element Fight Night on December 3rd. So
Fantastic.
you know, obviously, super looking forward to that. Obviously one of my main training partners, and obviously, likewise, obviously I'm one of his. So he's you know, getting, you know, like from one of the best, you know, in MMA in the state, you know.
Yep.
Like to think giving him a bit of a
head
express,
start.
a bit of an express. You know, he's fighting at 84 kilos, so you know his opponent isn't going to be as heavy as what I am. So especially out of camp, so he's you know he's working double time.
And when you have an athlete like Piglet, when you have an athlete like him that does have the benefit of training so closely with you, can you see as somebody like his progression is dramatically quicker than others that are trying to find their own way in the gym?
I'd like to think so. Like, you know, still like, you know, when he's getting that you know, that time closer, you know, I can, you know, pick up on certain things and correct certain things, and but we're pretty unified fight team, so we obviously have a sort of a select schedule, and we have a few you know, training sessions that are not even on the schedule. That, you know, that they're fighters one. So we'll work together quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we're all sharing and getting better together. So yeah, obviously another. I don't even know what nickname to call him. We've given him so many. We've given him so many.
Oh, is that? You can say them all.
This is Piglet,
No, this is well, yeah, Piglet's also known as the Hog. You'll see why on December 3rd. But another young up and comer, Leo Gao, but we also call him Leo Goodnight Gao, and
I like that one. That's a good
Jarhead
one.
and
Goggins.
Goggins. He's a bit of a marathon runner. He loves
he
loves to run in his spare time.
Wow. So he's already got the conditioning. He's ready to go.
Yeah, and a bit of was Forrest Gump, because, you know, he runs a lot. So he's got a few nicknames. I don't know what he's going to choose.
I reckon the ring announcer just goes through all of them.
All of them.
That's right.
So we'll see which one sticks the most. But he's
What's your favourite?
my favourite's one I didn't air. I'll tell you that one off air. We are obviously on the window at the gym. We have, you know, write up, you know, the events coming up and people competing, and I've kept that one off the board.
It's family friendly gym after all.
Okay. It's gonna be a really good night. And another fighter, he's fought at DFC. Dean, he fought at the DFC. When I fought
Dean McCracken.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yep.
Yes. Mean Dean.
Mean Dean.
Mean Dean.
Oh, I like it. This is great.
So we'll be seeing him re-enter the cage. So I've been looking forward to that. Obviously, he's had a little bit of time off, just going back to the drawing board and, you know, getting better. Obviously, coming off that beautiful Tico leg kick victory. Just back to the drawing board, putting in the work, and finally got a good match up, and he's ready make another appearance. So
Fantastic. So, I mean, this is turning into a pretty stacked card.
yeah. I think we've got about 12, 14 fights.
That's great. So, it's going to be a big night at the Bridgeway.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very big night. Hopefully, there's not an overpour into the car park. Hopefully, it just stays in the cage. Just the 14, and it was sweet. Yeah.
And is this the first time Elements run a promotion like this or run a fight night?
Yeah. It's the first
fantastic.
time, so.
Oh, well, great. So anybody out there, and anybody who loves MMA, of course, will be there anyway. But anybody who's just after great entertainment, sports entertainment, it's a fantastic experience. It'll be a great night, I'm sure. I know Matt and the crew will do everything to make it look spectacular. And so I'm really looking forward to enjoying my ringside, my cage side seats. And I reckon that'll be a pretty spectacular night. And not only that, I think it's exciting to see some of this young talent emerge and be able to say, I was there that night.
Yeah.
That young man stepped in the cage for the first time.
Yeah, like that's it takes me back to when I was first watching. Like I said, when I was just training like twice a week, but you'd go and just as a club you'd go watch DFC and stuff. So one of the earlier DFCs, can't remember what number exactly, but before I was even considering fighting, and I remember watching it, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I guess maybe that probably was part of the white spark for me. I guess thinking back, it's like, this is cool. Like I'd like to do this, and I guess it stems from that a bit as well. And you're like, this is like I could be doing this.
This is an option.
Now I'm doing this, and it's going well, obviously. So
Full time, fantastic.
Yeah. It's so it's putting in those extra. Yeah, like I said, I don't even know how I work a full-time job and train 6 days a week and a few hours each night. It's it's such a strain on the body. But now I have all that that time during the day when I'm when I'm not coaching or running privates. Yeah, got time to work on myself, and I can get those extra time to do the extra run, the extra swim, the extra weights. So
I guess also mentally you're not having to disengage, so you're not having to kind of have a work mode and a MMA mode. You're able to just stay mentally.
Work is MMA. Like it's
you're always thinking about it.
Yeah, like it's what I'm doing. So it's like it's goes hand in hand. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, well, mate, it's fantastic to see you doing so well. It's great to hear your story, and importantly, it's wonderful to know what your plans are for the future, because I think it's going to be a big, bright future on the horizon. I'm looking forward to the 25th of February to see you step into that cage one more time and walk away with a strap over your shoulder. Yep. But you'll also be there at the Bridgeway for the fight night.
Yes, yep.
And what's the dates on that one?
December 3rd.
December 3rd. So that's upcoming. That'll be here before you know it. Yep. And for people, again, if they want to grab themselves a ticket, they head over to Element
Fight Night on the socials, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Or if they just see you out in the street, they can just hit you up.
They can pop into the gym and, obviously have a look at our gym as well while you're there. And,
Yep.
There's always free sessions when you come up. So if they jump in and do a session as well,
might even get yourself some.
We got a fridge full. I'm the main fridge stocker, so I always make sure the products are always there.
One for you, one for me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I mean, if you're at home, put your hands together anyway. But ladies and gentlemen, Damian, coming for the honey, Volar. Thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for turning our podcast studio green today. And we'll look forward to the 3rd of December at the Bridgeway Hotel for Elements Fight Night. And, of course, head over to DiamondbackFC.com and get your tickets now for Apex 3 on the 25th of February. You'll see this young man in the cage giving it his absolute all. You'll see some smashing, no doubt. There will be smashing. So make sure you grab your tickets now, and we'll look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.